Don't Move is an abduction thriller with nothing to say. The threadbare 93-minute two-hander contains very few cogent observations about its fractured characters or its supposed suspense. This film is simply a simulation of the genre beats you expect in a story about a man kidnapping a woman in the woods. The cloying setup also leaves much to be desired, as does the anticlimactic ending, though we first see Iris waking up next to her husband. We get the sense that her days has lasted longer than her sleep. The couple tragically lost their son in a hiking accident. While they were carving their initials on a tree, a young Mateo walked off a cliff, making sure not to stir her husband. On this morning, Iris silently dresses and walks out the door without her phone. She drives to a hiking trail with only a pocket knife and her son's red toy boat by her side. Iris parks, walks down the trail, climbs over boulders, and up to the summit, where she plans to leap to her death. A seemingly genial man, Richard disrupts Iris' suicide attempt. He spins a yarn about how, years ago, he contemplated taking his own life when his partner Chloe died in a car crash. By sharing his pain, he somehow talks Iris off a literal ledge. The pair venture back down the rocky terrain toward their respective cars. It's here that Richard abducts Iris, injecting her with a serum that will eventually paralyze her long enough for him to take her to his secluded cabin for the weekend. Richard's foolproof plan doesn't account for Iris' resolve. She evades him for a time before becoming his property again. Don't Move shares some of the same DNA with M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, similar to Josh Hartnett's Keen Cooper Abbott. The whip-smart Richard is very quick on his feet. He sweet-talks the mountain man hiding Iris, and quickly thinks up plausible excuses and broad stories for anyone questioning his motives. He also has a family who clearly don't know he is a serial killer. But that's where the comparisons between Don't Move and Trap. Ultimately, this film isn't psychologically interested in its villain. Richard is nothing more than a menacing presence. A crooked smile without an emotional through line, with a limited character to play with. Witterick strains to imbue unease into lame scenarios that only deaden the film's nearly non-existent pulse. Don't Move also suffers from bad VFX, a hyperactive score, and an inability to craft the kind of tense mood necessary for a thriller like this to work. The best thing that can be said about Don't Move is that if you hazard to press play on Netflix, the time you may have wasted is at least easily forgettable.